Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Choppa History today. Thanks for tuning in. It is brought to you by Indian Motorcycles and Law Tigers. So, huge shout out to both of those guys for sponsoring Choppa History so that we can keep bringing you guys videos every week and interviewing different people. I made myself a list. So, DP is not here today. He is on his way to Fort Lauderdale to Collins Ride. If any of you guys are in the area, South Florida, check out Woody, if you are on here, I know you usually are, post the link to your ride this weekend. So if anybody wants to join DP and all his buddies, you guys can check that out on Saturday. It's in the Fort Lauderdale area. I just tried to find the flyer, but I couldn't find it with short notice. Also, I want to mention, if you guys haven't seen it, check out Northern Tool's video. Hold on, I'm going to post it. Hold on. Okay, so go over to Northern Tool and vote for which helmet you think is the best one, and then they will produce one of those three helmets. So that's Northern Tool. I believe it's just northerntool.com. Guess I should have looked at that. Also, I want to mention our Daytona schedule. So here it is. If any of you guys are going to Daytona, Saturday, March 4th, Sons of Speed. I am psyched for this. I'm going to be riding two new bikes this year, a 1929 Indian, as well as a 1920 Harley J model in the 61 class. So these are two new bikes for me, both from Competition Distributing, CompD Racing. So if you guys are in the Daytona area, Saturday, March 4th, Sons of Speed. Then Wednesday, March 8th, is the Perowitz Paint Show at the Broken Spoke. So come on out to that. If you're a custom paint job, make sure you enter into our show. If you don't, come out and check out all the cool bikes that we get. We welcome all motorcycles as long as you have a custom paint job. So we have a ton of cool prizes, as well as Northern Tool is actually one of our sponsors for the paint show. So somebody is going to be going home with a ton of good stuff from Northern Tool and also gift cards. So we have a ton of swag to give away for our paint show. We will have White Claw there with the girls, giving you guys some White Claw swag, as well as Hard Drive is going to be there with some stuff that they're going to give away as well. And then on Thursday, March 9th, DP and I will be at Willie's Choppa Show right on Route 1 in Ormond Beach. That's always a good time. It's one of me and DP's favorite shows. So that's Thursday. So that is our Daytona schedule. If any of you guys are going to Daytona and want to see DP or I or both of us, that is where we will be, guaranteed. So let's get to today's guest is my fellow antique outlaw and one of my best friends, Sean from Competition D. Let's just bring Sean on. Hi, Sean.
Hey, Joe. How's it going?
Good. How about you?
Oh, wonderful. Just another busy day here at the shop.
So today is a big day for you, which I am going to push in every aspect I possibly can for you to make it to the next round for the Biltwell People's Champ.
Yep. So, today starts the voting.
So today is the day that will get you votes to the next round, which brings you to the Born Free show. in June.
Yeah,
Correct?
yeah. So the Biltwell show itself, like where the competition's held, is at the Cook's Corner Bar, and that's actually the Friday before Born Free, like the pretty much the night before, and the final six will have your bikes there. They'll have them on display, and there'll be another round of voting for the champ of the 20 that are involved in the competition right now. So I've always been wanting to go to Born Free, and this Biltwell competition's always been something that's on my mind. So pretty cool to be here right now. Huge opportunity, huge, a lot of respect for all these guys that are doing this kind of stuff, and yeah, we're pretty excited about it. So hopefully we make it in.
So, okay, we checked in with you probably about a month ago on your build, and a lot has happened since then. So tell us about the stage that your bike is in right now.
Okay, so you have a deadline, and as you can see here in this picture, this is where we're at right now with the bike. It's in a roller format, and believe it or not, there's still so much stuff to do. It's not even funny. We have a ton of stuff to this bike, and there's going to be a lot of like trick little features and just stuff to kind of that next level to make it like a real nice show bike. But to get into the next round, it's a good idea to have like a roller so people can kind of visualize what you're seeing with the bike and where you want to go with it, that kind of thing. So that's where it's at. Everything in house fabricated or designed or made by us. There's not too much stuff on this bike that we bought. Minus the wheels and obviously the motor itself is Harley Davidson, 48 panhead, but even that is completely exploded into 1,000 pieces and getting done from the ground up. So there's not too much we haven't touched on it.
Shoot, did I lose you, Sean?
Oh, can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, now I got you back. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Sorry, go ahead. I think it just for whatever reason my Wi-Fi here isn't good today.
Oh yeah, no, it's no problem. I was just saying, that's where we're at. We're in a roller position right now. The bike's still got to come completely back apart again. We're still mocking stuff up. There's a ton of little stuff on there that we're adding. The inertia starter, the chain drive setup for that. We're doing dual intake manifold for the linker carburetors. Everything we're making. So it's taken a lot of time and a lot of fab work, but it's it's going to be pretty cool when it's all done.
Yeah, for sure. And the thing that I think is cool is love or hate your bike, you still have to appreciate all the work into it. Like you are legit doing all this yourself. You're not subbing it out. You're not buying pots and slapping them on. This is, truly a custom build. And I think this is what the contest should be more about, not cake decorating.
Yeah. And when you go into these contests, there's a lot of really talented people and a lot of people that can really do a lot of things. And I always like to just see what they come up with and the things that they're doing. And, over the years, I've watched different guys come through this thing and like Born Free and seeing all the work they're doing to the bikes and what they're building. And it's just a huge inspiration, because these guys are getting crazier and crazier every year. It's like, the bar just keeps going up and up. So, obviously we're trying to bring something different to that whole aspect of things by, not only building a bike, but building a bike that you don't really see a lot, all the way down to the frame and the components that are used on it. So it's a hard thing to do in today's world, especially since most of it's done. But we'll see. It's a lot of fun to do, and I love building bikes. So it's just I have a ton of fun with it, and I like working with all my.
So okay, here's a typical Perowitz question: what color are you gonna paint it?
Well, I got yelled at you guys from you guys last time. I had mentioned the words black, and that wasn't allowed. So I actually, to this day, I still don't know what color we're going to paint it. We're kicking around some different ideas, but I will say we saw your bike up there when we were at your guys' place there a while ago, your Hummer, and I really like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's in the background over there.
Yeah, there it is. So I really like that mint color.
Me
So
too. Hold on, I'll bring you over here so the people that are watching can see it. Whoops. Sorry. Let's see.
oh yeah, see that that color is really cool.
Yeah, it is. It's a wicked cool color, and it looks cool with like the flat finish and the gold leaf.
Yep.
Yeah, who would have thought my Sprint would give you, or my Scat would give you some inspiration?
Yeah, you get it from anywhere you can find it, you know. But it's kind of an idea we had. You know, Brian, our painter, he's been kicking around some different ideas. We've been going back and forth, but I kind of like that mint color. You know, Kelsey really liked that color too. So we're talking about maybe doing that with like some black or like in pinstriping and stuff like that, like
Gotta
breaking it
fit the
up.
black in there.
Well, the thing is, this bike is kind of tough because unlike every other bike you usually see, there's going to be no paint on the bike. I mean, the only thing painted on the entire thing is the tanks.
True. I was gonna ask you that. So you're just gonna paint the tank, leave the frame as it is, the front end raw.
Yeah, so that's all 304 stainless. Like the entire bike is made out of stainless steel, and stainless. We're going to polish it. So once
Oh,
this
that's
thing's
cool.
mock up, I got to completely explode the entire bike down to nothing, and then start sanding and grinding and getting it ready to polish. You know. So there's going to be the only paint is going to be the fuel tank. The fuel tanks act as oil tanks too, just like you're familiar with on our old bikes that we ride.
Yeah.
So we'll have oil on one side and fuel on the other. So it like really cleans the frame up a lot. And the only other thing will be painted besides those tanks is the inertia starter. That big black starter hangs off the side of it that you saw in the photos.
Yeah.
It's kind of where the oil tank would go in a normal bike. But you know that'll give us some canvas to paint there too. So.
Yeah, that'll be it'll be really cool. Somebody commented that the seat looks a little rough.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's not a bike for comfort by any means. And in that picture, it's kind of just sitting on there. But I'm actually running a handmade. One of my buddies from the Czech Republic made me a couple seats, and one of them is for this bike. It's an actual Messenger race seat that we use on our board track bikes.
Okay.
So it's
I
just
was
a
just I was gonna say it's not really much different than the seats on the board track bikes.
No, you know this whole bike is kind of like a really good blend of old and new. Obviously, we play a lot of stuff in the antique game, so I kind of wanted to bring that antique styling into the modern day and blend the two together. You know, obviously the motor's a 48 pan. The frame is a highly new concept as far as being flat sheet metal plate, that kind of thing. It kind of looks futuristic, but if you look at the styling of the bike, a lot of it points back to the 30s, like the hill climb style
Yeah.
Harleys. I made a nice set of the hill climb style bars. I bent them up, like the DAH. The front end on the bike is a reverse link DAH Springer that we made. Nobody's run that on a modern bike. Hasn't been done since the 30s. And the seat obviously is like a DAH hill climber style. So we're just trying to blend the two together and make it look as old and new as we can, I guess, at the same time. So
It definitely does. I mean, it has its own unique look, and like I said, love it or hate it, you got to appreciate all the work into it. I mean, from the frame, the tank, the front end, even the exhaust, like, and then just to have that crazy starter on it, which that's gonna just draw a crowd every time you start it.
yeah, that thing turned out way better than I could ever have hoped for. That's kind of what I'm doing on the bike right now. Is we just got all the components made for, and none of this exists. Everything we're doing we have to make or design and fabricate because there's no store that you can buy this stuff from. So we just got all the components in, and now I got to start machining all the pillow block bearings, all the bearing mounts, the shafts, and everything because the amount of gearing and drive that goes just in to make that starter work to fire the motor over, it's going to be a lot going on.
Yeah.
And
I would
we're
assume
kind
so.
of the meat grinder because your leg's going to be hovering right above where it's all spinning. So
It's so cool though. It's neat to be so innovative, with something like that. And you're just, no one else has done that. That's tough
Yeah.
to say.
Yeah, and that's kind of like where we're always going with stuff. Every time we finish a build, we always go, man, it's gonna be hard to top this one. And then, within about a few weeks between Kevin and I, bouncing ideas back and forth, we come up with something else we're gonna try. So it's just fun. It's just cool to try doing stuff that's different.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, let's talk Sons of Speed for a minute. So,
Yeah.
you are building a bike literally right now for Sons of Speed, which is less than a month away.
Yep.
Tell us what you're building.
Okay, so there's been some rumors around that there's going to be some pea shooters coming to Sons of Speed to kind of take Tom and his title on. I mean, Mr. has the #1 fastest single in the country right now. And he's trying to keep that title going. Well, we heard that there was pea shooters coming to kind of take it from him. So we're like, well, we can't let everybody else have all the fun. So, Tom and I located a motor, an actual pea shooter factory race motor, an SA style. And we went down to Tennessee and picked it up, brought it back home. And in our typical antique outlaw team fashion, we're doing everything last minute because, that's how we roll. But so building a hot single pea shooter right now. All the materials ordered. Literally all we have for the bike is the motor.
So tell people that educate people on what is the difference between a single and a pea shooter.
Okay, so a pea shooter, it's a single cylinder engine, but it's not unlike any other single out there where, a pea shooter is actually an overhead valve engine. And Harley developed these things, starting in 1926, and they ran into the 30s, and they used them for specifically racing. And actually, the pea shooter is, a lot of people don't know, but the pea shooter is kind of where the birthplace of the knucklehead came from, the overhead valve setup.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so Harley, they were designing and trying different things, and the crazy thing about pea shooters is there's so many different variations in the race world, and they're very, very rare. So when you find them and you find the factory race motors, it almost seems like every case is cast different, every motor's different, they have different components, they have different oil pumps, that kind of thing. They're really, really cool. But the crazy thing about them is just because they're small doesn't mean they're not fast, because these motors were capable of doing 100 miles per hour.
Can you imagine back then in 1926 going 100 miles an hour on a single cylinder?
That's the crazy thing, because, these guys in the board track world, they're racing on these twins and stuff, Excelsior, Harley, Flying Merc, all these guys, Indian. And they're going 100, 110, somewhere in there. 114 was like the first real fast lap in the early, in the teens era. But, now you're taking a single cylinder and you're getting it close to that same speed. It's just, it's crazy. And it kind of speaks leaps and bounds for the overhead valve technology and, kind of where Harley was going and where they ended up and ultimately saved the motor company back then. So
how many, you said pea shooters are hard to find. How many do you think Holly made? And what did you say, from 26 to what?
32, 26 to 32.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize it's that short of a time.
Yeah. So it's kind of hard to put an exact number on it. So there's a couple of variations of the pea shooters as well. There's a 500cc, the big bore. It's like strictly just a race, like a CAC race style motor.
Yeah.
And barely any of those in existence. I've heard numbers as far as 12 to 14.
Wow.
Matt Walksler down there at Wheel Street Time, he's got an original style CAC racer. There's a couple 500s kicking around out there. Aaron Lovelace has a 500. Billy Lane, I think, has a 500. But yeah, they're really, really rare. There's another guy that we know of that has up to 6, I think, in his collection. So.
Oh, I think I know who that is.
Yeah. He's been a big time collector for a long time, but yeah, they're just, it's not something you just go type in on Google and go find one and buy it. You got to pretty much know somebody or find somebody willing to to deal with you, you know. So they're
Yeah.
hard to come by, but I'll tell you what, they're pretty awesome, and it's always really fascinating to me the technology that these guys were producing back then, you know, off hand drawings and just casting stuff out of sand. So
Yeah, with no technology.
yeah, they were a smart breed of people back then. I strongly believe that.
So I might have to schmooze Tom a little bit just to let me make a couple laps.
I don't think you have to do much schmoozing. I think Tom will just let you for a ride. I mean, I
Yeah,
think
we're all gonna be like swapping bikes.
yeah. Yeah, we have plenty to choose from this go around. We went from a team of 1 to a team of like 5 in about less than a year. So
So when I told Tom to come to Sons of Speed, I was like, Tom, you need to come, but I'm warning you, you're gonna want to do it. And you know, and he kind of, yeah. Both of you guys, yeah, me. And
right.
you know, within an hour of Tom being there, I was like, oh, I want to get out there. You
I,
know,
I
it's
I'll
so
never
cool.
we walked in there in October of you know, not last year but the year before, and that was like such a crazy moment because we just got off the Cannonball, you know, we
Yeah.
had that coming down from, and you know, we walk into Sons of Speed and we see you guys out there ripping around on the track, and I instantly look at Tom. I'm like, this is insane. I was like, we got to do this.
Yeah.
uh,
You're like, we're in.
yeah. I swear to God, before I even left the track, I was looking for bikes and chassis and like
I bet.
trying to find stuff.
Yeah. So we'll have the pea shooter, we'll have the single. Tell us what you're riding.
So I'll be riding my 1919, and it has a 61-inch motor in it that Bill Page built. People have heard us talk about Bill, the Harley Whisperer.
Oh yeah.
He's the man. But he built a really nasty 61-inch motor for me, and I'm actually going to be in the hot 61 class. So I got my hands full with that one. You know, that's pretty much some of the top guys that race in the Sons of Speed. They're all in that class, but I'm really confident in the bike. It's set up pretty well. I've been working on the thing for the last, oh man, probably 6-7 months, getting it all dialed in and set up correctly. We've added a lot of things, changed a lot of things here and there. So it's gonna be a fun one. It sounds like a nasty bike.
So this is gonna be technically your first time out on the track, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
So are you excited, like antsy? Like I was able to get out on the track before the races, so I kind of a little bit got the feel of it,
Right.
but there's nothing like the race. Like I am not competitive until there's somebody next to me, and I just am like, you are not getting ahead of me. That's it. All out. I'm gonna give it all effort. I don't care. I'm doing it. You know, so as much as we're gonna have time to practice, I guarantee you're gonna be like, all right, I got it. And then once that pace bike drops and it's game on, it's gonna be a whole different thing where you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I
Yeah.
got this.
I'm like so excited. I've been waiting for this for such a long time. Like, you know, we've had the bike and I got the bike built. And then, you know, you and I were going to be the only ones down there, but you and I were going to be racing there in October
I know.
before the hurricane hit, you know. But honestly, it's probably for the better. Gave us a little more time to get ready,
Yeah.
but yeah, I can't even really describe what I'm feeling. I'm just super excited about it. To me, it's like a huge opportunity because, you know, I always look at these old photos and, you know, I live and work in the world of antique bikes, you know. So, you know, watching these old guys race and stuff, I mean, they were absolute titans of the day. You know, they were setting world records and just doing stuff that nobody had ever seen before. And we're kind of paying homage to that group of people, you know. And I feel like it's just a real special opportunity. It's not like a bike you could just go buy, put a bunch of performance parts on and get out and go. You have to know motors, you have to know these bikes, and it connects you with the people that took all this knowledge from the previous generation and they're bringing it to our generation and showing us the way, you know. So it's just like it's a humbling experience because
It
it just
is.
gives an opportunity, you know. And not everybody can do that kind of stuff, you know. So we're
True.
really lucky to do that. So
Yeah, I mean, I think that, you know, I obviously grew up in motorcycles. It's what we do. It's pretty much only thing that we do. My father and I eat, sleep, and breathe motorcycles, and this is a whole different bubble. And I have soaked up so much knowledge, not even from somebody necessarily teaching me, but because of the bike itself and learning it and sounds and feels and knowing what's happening and stuff, just by the experience of it, that's priceless to me, you know.
Right.
And how many people can say they rode 100-year-old motorcycle in a race? Like,
That's
that is just so cool to me. And as
it
well
is
as like a race with no brakes, you know,
right.
we don't have any brakes. Like, and people don't quite get that until they like I'll say that to somebody and they'll be like, oh yeah, and then you can see it like settling in, like, wait a minute, you have no brakes? Like,
Yeah. How do you slow it down?
yeah, yeah. And as silly as it sounds, like at first I thought like, you know, I have a kill switch, so it was like, okay, you shut the bike off to slow down. And I was
Right.
thinking like, why would I want to shut it off? But you legit shut it off, hold the button down, it dies, it slows you down, and then you let it back up and it gets going again. You know, but
Right.
at this point, I don't, well, these two bikes are new, but my old bikes, I didn't have to do that after, you know, one or two races, because you get such a good feel for it and you know your limits, you know,
Yeah.
on corners and stuff.
You go into your turn and then you know where to come right back on again.
Yeah. And there's so many things too that factor into this. Is you might be an excellent racer, but we are on 100-year-old motorcycles and they do break. Unfortunately, I have had that happen to me the last 3 races where I was winning
I
and
know.
my bike
Watched you.
broke. Yeah.
I know.
Whether it
That's
was on the last lap or the last heat, I was just like,
I know.
dying because my bikes broke. I guess apparently I'm hot on them, but it's exactly like, you know, you don't have to be, you can be the best rider, but if your bike doesn't hold up, it's no good. And then the other way around, you can have a fast bike, but if you don't have the balls to go into that corner,
Right.
you're not going to win. So it's
Right.
kind of a combination. You just, and it's a lot of luck, you know, and I guess a good engine builder as well. It's a good thing we
Yeah.
have the Holly Whisperer.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean that's the thing. There's so many factors in this thing. You know, no brakes. You have to. You know, it's a lot of the rider and also a lot of the bike. You know, it's like it's a perfect blend of. You know, you have to be set up. You have to know your setup, and you have to have a good machine too.
Yeah.
So, like you said, I watched you countless times. You know, lead heats and win heats, and then it comes down to the race. And on that last lap, even I heard your bike, you know, start spitting on the last one. So
Yeah.
it's just like you just never know. You know, the same thing happened with my bike in Tennessee. I was supposed to race in
Yeah.
Tennessee last, and we couldn't get it started, and everything on the bike was brand new. Well, long story short, it ended up being a bad mag, you know, and the mag was brand new. So it's just like certain things you just can't, you don't have control over. So it's a
Right.
lot of and a lot of prep work and just trying to get set up the best you can. And hopefully you can go out there and get it done, you know. But
Yeah. So if any of you guys are just tuning in, we are talking about Sons of Speed, which is Saturday, March 4th at New Smyrna Speedway. And if you guys want to buy tickets in advance, go to billylane.net. You guys can purchase tickets in advance. I believe they still have some VIP tickets, which gets you in the pits, where we will be, where Team Comp D will be. So, Sean, somebody, Mike Draco asked, does Sean think he can keep up with eBay?
oh man, I don't know about that. I would need a lot of luck on my side. You know, eBay is, and there's a couple other guys come to mind. They're probably the best of the best out there. Honestly, if I can even just hang with those guys in some small way, I would be pretty happy,
I
especially
think
being
you
my.
can.
So,
Yeah, well, at this point, I think eBay's only racing in the 45 class, so you might be
yeah.
good.
Yeah, well, I do have Billy Applegate, and then you know Moonshiner Josh is actually back as well, and we all know he's a pretty good rider. So
Yeah, well,
uh,
Moonshine Josh is just nuts. He's
yeah,
just
well,
nuts out
you
there.
have to a degree, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
I guess so. I guess
people
so.
probably like we're absolutely insane. We're talking about going out there and riding on these little rinkety dink old bikes, you know. But
Yeah, Billy Applegate's really good too. He's like
oh,
I feel like he's like a sleeper where he comes
yeah,
out of nowhere and is killing it.
I know. Like watching him and eBay go at it last year. I mean, that was like that was some of the best stuff I've ever seen. You know, those guys were literally neck and neck. At one time, they touched foot pegs. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, just crazy. So, like I said, I'm gonna be happy to go out there. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna give it all I got. But it's just gonna be, you know, I'll do the best I can, and we'll see what happens. You know, but
Yeah.
I don't necessarily. I'm not worried about my bike. You know, I think my bike can definitely keep up. I just got to hold on. You know.
Well, you say that, but you never know. You know,
Right.
like, so it's a, but that could happen to eBay or I guess not eBay because it's not recent, but that could happen to Billy Applegate. You know,
Well,
he could have a great bike and just get a bad magneto.
his bike actually broke against eBay. He would have won that race against eBay last year in the 61
Yeah,
class.
that's right.
And his push rod broke on the Maggie Marvel Matt's bike.
Yeah, that's right.
It was the last lap. They were pushing him as hard as they could go, and the thing snapped. You know, so
I
just
feel
like,
for Billy Applegate because I know how that is, and it's such
yeah,
a
it's
drama.
a huge bummer, especially when you're leading the whole thing. You know, you got
Yeah,
laps per heat. So
yeah. All right. So there's another question. So somebody said, does someone ride a pea shooter on the Cannonball? Not that I know of. Do you know anybody?
yeah, Aaron did.
Oh, is Aaron's bike for the Cannonball is a pea shooter?
Yeah, he actually the one he's going to be racing. Well, one of them. I think he's bringing a couple. Last time I talked to him, but yeah, one of the bikes he was on was a pea shooter, and it's one of the ones that it's going to have down there at Sons of Speed, the overhead valve.
Cool. Well, I am so looking forward to it. I can't wait to get on these bikes and start doing some circles.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm like super excited. It's kind of a crazy time right now for me because like, well, all of us, but we literally have so many things happening.
Yeah.
You know, got the People's Champ build, which I'm building the bike for that. We got the pea shooter I have to build in like 2 weeks. And you know, we're getting ready to go down to Daytona. Obviously, we got a bunch of stuff going on. I just got my Pan America bike back that finally, after being gone for like 6 months, having to get a motor and stuff put in it. So it's like, you know, we just got a ton of stuff going on. It's crazy time right now. So
Yeah, but it's good. It's good to be so busy and engulfed in cool motorcycles. I mean, I
yeah,
I I don't think that, in my opinion, I don't think there's a better industry to be in than this
no,
industry. We have
no.
fun and just great people and just such cool things.
Oh, it's awesome. You know, I came from corporate America, and you know, this is always what I love to do. I did it on my free time. So like, just being able to, like, if I look back like a little over a year ago, you know, a year and a half ago, from there to now, and what we're doing and what the stuff we have going on, it's just like, oh man, you'd have to do a lot of stuff to get me out of it. I don't think it would be possible.
Yeah, and I bet a year and a half ago you didn't think you'd be in this position you're in right now.
No,
How
I mean, like,
cool.
every day I wake up, it's like it's a blessing, and like it just like more and more opportunity keeps happening. And it's just like, oh man, I still think it's a dream, really. I mean, yeah, I try to pinch myself, let my, in those days you get frustrated. I mean, because let's be honest, there's still days that are, oh man, you got a lot going on, or just overwhelmed.
Yeah,
Even
but
good days compared to what it used to be. So that's all that matters.
so all right, one more thing. So voting starts today at 1. So I don't know, in like 20 minutes for the People's Champ. So we want people to go is on Biltwell's, I think here it is, People's Champ Show.com to vote for you. And can we hear your starter?
Uh, yeah. Let me see. I gotta find the crank for it. I'll be right back.
All right, find the crank and I'll let me plug Sons of Speed quick. Here's our Daytona schedule. Saturday, March 4th, Sons of Speed, New Smyrna Speedway. Wednesday, March 8th is the Perowitz Paint Show at the Broken Spoke. And then Thursday, March 9th, Willie's Choppa Show right on Route 1 in Ormond Beach. So if any of you guys are coming to Daytona, that is our schedule. Where you guys can see us, DP and I, as well as Sean and Tom from Competition Distributing. All right, let's.
See it all right? Can you see the bike right?
Yeah.
All right, so this This is lightly bolted together right now, like we're strictly in mock-up form. So if you see a little movement here, don't panic. I only have a couple bolts holding in.
Okay.
So what'll happen is, this isn't the actual lever I'm using. We still have to fabricate that, but you'll flip the seat up like so, and it'll actually move out of the way. You'll reach down and you start cranking this thing over.
Okay. This is like you kind of engineering.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, is he starting the bike?
Yeah, it's. I'm explaining. Yeah, that's how we starting it.
Oh, kind of like drag cars. Does
Like
he take
inertia.
that piece off
Yeah.
afterwards? Okay, yeah.
So you can kind of hear it. This thing will spin forever, but once it actually fires up, you'll pull a lever on it, it'll engage, and then that'll start the motor over, and then the motor sound will kind of take that noise over.
That's pretty cool, Sean. Pretty innovative.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
What
It's
is
like
that
super-
starter from?
It's actually a World War II starter from a fighter plane. Was on a B-12 Merlin engine.
Pretty cool. Pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I'm gonna see if I can slow it down. It's like super loud.
Oh, that's a cool looking bike, huh?
Yeah, it's neat, isn't it?
What's it for? Just
This is from the Biltwell's People Champ.
Oh.
It's a.
Is he gonna have it in Daytona?
No, he won't have it in Daytona, but it's. Yeah, so today they stopped voting.
Oh, okay.
So I think there's like maybe 15 people in it.
Really?
And yeah, so they're narrowing it down to. Sean, how many people are in the Biltwell's People, the Champ, right now? Like 15?
Right now.
How many?
20.
Oh, okay, that's a lot. So they're gonna narrow it down to 6. So it'll be you plus 5 people.
Right. So when you go on to vote, you have to pick 6 people. You can't like just vote for one person and then like hit submit. You have to actually go through, look at they'll have pictures of all of us, all the bikes. You got to go through and actually pick the 6 that you like, and then it'll let you submit your vote.
Cool. All right, Sean. So I just put down the bottom peopleschampshow.com for voting. So all you guys watching, I hope you all go and vote for Sean in about 15 minutes so we can get to the next round so that we can Antique Outlaws can all head to the Born Free show together and cheer Sean on. But I don't want to take up too much more of your time because I know time is of the essence right now. But I appreciate you taking the time to show us your build and talk Sons of Speed. I'm ecstatic to be on you guys' team and for us to get out there and do some laps.
No, the feeling's likewise, Joe. I really appreciate everything you do for us and all the stuff, and just hanging out and have a great time. So that's what we're all about, and I'm really looking forward to everything. It's going to be a really cool year. But don't forget too, the Sons of Speed has that promotion going on right now. You can win that VIP.
I forgot.
Yeah, so you can enter to win on that. To the full VIP package, you get tickets to the infield, you get camping passes, and you can hang with us in all the pits and stuff. And then you also get a whole prize pack from all the different sponsors. We're sponsoring it. You would get a $200 gift card from competition, and then all the other sponsors have something they're throwing in on it. So it's actually a pretty cool prize pack.
Yeah, I'm painting a cup for that.
Yeah, I was gonna say
somebody's gonna win a custom a painted Yeti cup for it. So that is it is a cool. I gotta plug that. I gotta get the ad for it on here so I can share it because I forgot all about that. I better add it to my list.
Yeah, put it down. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I definitely recommend entering it. It's a cool prize pack, and I don't really think. I mean, you're gonna have pretty good odds, because not a lot of people can make it down there. So it'd just be something fun to do.
Yes, I'm writing it on my thing right now. Prize pack. Okay. All right, Sean. Well, thanks for coming on today, and I'll talk to you later, and I'll see you in a few weeks.
Sounds good. We'll see you
All right.
soon, Jeff.
All right.
Talk
Thanks, Sean.
Yep. Bye.
That was your thing?
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in to Chopper History today. Brought to you by Indian Motorcycles and Law Tigers. So huge shout out to those two guys for sponsoring Chopper History so we can keep bringing you videos. And that was Sean Jackson from Competition Distributing. He showed us his Biltwell bike, which there it is. He's not quite finished with it, obviously, but the voting starts today. So you guys go over to the Biltwell page and vote for Sean's bike so that he can make it to the next round, which will bring him to the Born Free show. So make sure you go and vote. Also, don't forget the Pirates Paint Show is Wednesday, March 8th at the Broken Spoke in Daytona. And then Sons of Speed. If any of you guys want to come and watch, you can get your tickets ahead of time at billylane.net. So go over there and buy your tickets. If you want VIP pit passes, they got some of them too, but those are limited. So he will sell out of those. So if you want to come in the pits and hang out with us, go get your pit passes. I guess that's it. And we will be back next week, which it'll be DP and I next week again. So thank you guys, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys later.